So I ghosted my boyfriend on New Year's Eve, and I have not spoken to him since. Before I get into this, I just want to say that me and my boyfriend, we have been together for a year. Well, almost a year, 11 months. A year on February 2nd, we will have been together. Okay? My boyfriend is also 34, grown man. He also is a homeowner, has a pretty good job, and also has a business that he's starting. So let's start there, right? So recently obviously, like you all have known, I've become unemployed. And I have not been able to find a job. I have put in like 30 applications a day. I've got nothing, like barely even an interview. I've gone on 2 interviews.
30 applications a day, barely have 2 interviews. Okay. Let's keep going.
I've been literally struggling, and I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. Okay. Anyways, okay, I'm gonna keep it together for this. I'm not gonna get stressed out. I no longer have the funds to afford these bills. It's something so crazy about having hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and then the next day having nothing.
You had hundreds of thousands of dollars one day and having nothing the next day. I don't know about that. It sounds like you were counting his money. 34 years old, has a house, a good job, okay, has a business based on what you're saying here. And it seems like he had the money, right? He had the money. So the money that disappeared was his money. Okay, so it sounds like you were counting his money as your money. Okay, nasty work here, but let's keep going.
But that's what's going on right now. And so I am vulnerable with my man, and I go, hey, I'm gonna need to like stay with you for a little while I get myself together. Like, I don't have anything on the rent, and so I'm gonna need to move with you while I get myself together. Mind you, I said he has his own house, his own 3-bedroom apartment in a nice neighborhood. He also has a best friend. His best friend lives with him, mind you, and has been living with him for however many years that he's like lived there, almost the whole time he's lived there. And so I'm like, if his best friend can live with him, why not his girlfriend, you know?
His best friend is probably paying rent, right? He's probably contributing to the mortgage, okay, the rent or what have you. Okay, so he's probably pulling his own weight. And yeah, he's probably saying, hey, she's unemployed. She's going to be eating up all the food. You know, he probably doesn't even like you like that, okay, based on what I'm hearing so far. And yeah, he's probably looking at you as a liability than anything else. But let's keep going.
I need a place to stay, which honestly, in hindsight, I shouldn't even have to ask for that. He knew I was struggling. He should have said, hey, let me take something off of your plate. Like, come stay with me so that you can breathe and get this. If he really cared about me, he would have said that, but he didn't. He sat there and he watched me struggle and then watched me get to the point where I was like, hey, I just need a break. Like, I'm literally so depressed. I'm losing my mind. I can't find anything. Can you please help me? And he said, no. He said, no. He said, no, you cannot live with me. Mind you, living with him is free. Doesn't cost him anything. He said, no. I can't live with him. At first he goes, oh, I like that we have our own places to retreat to when we get into our arguments. And wrong answer. Number one, when we get into arguments, we never leave. Like, we stay in the same room and we continue to talk it out until we work it through, which I think is a really good habit that we have and a really good green flag that we have in our relationship. Yes, do we get into arguments? So does everyone. Yes, do I lose my cool? I'm a woman, but I rein it back in and we figure it out and nobody goes home. So that's a weird thing to say. We've never even done that. Second of all, that's like a problem to me, not a solution. When we get into arguments, we should not be leaving, because what happens when we get married? There is no way to go. We both live in the same house. So maybe that's not a good habit to start. Being that we have not started yet, maybe let's not start that now.
Yeah, he don't like you like that. He doesn't. Okay, once you have somebody unemployed, living scotch-free under your roof, it is going to be extremely difficult to get her out. So he was reading the signs and saying, nah, I'm not going to disrupt my peace for anybody.
On our very first date, I told him that I wanted to be engaged within a year. I said, after a year, I want to be engaged. He said that's plenty of enough time for someone to know whether or not they want to get married or not. This is what he said. We have talked about it I shit you not, probably 10 times.
And sorry for pausing it so often here, but yeah, he said I needed a year. He got the year and he determined, yeah, he's good on you. Okay. He is not going to marry you based on what he saw. Okay. So, you know, it's something that you did or possibly that you didn't do for him to come to that conclusion. Okay. And it doesn't seem like she's, you know, coming to terms that he doesn't really like her like that. But let's keep going.
Throughout this year, and never once did he say, I don't think this is going well enough for that to be a realistic goal anymore. Never once did he say, hey, like, let's pump the brakes. I don't think that we're doing that well for it to get to that. So I'm thinking we're doing well. We're on schedule. After a year or a year and a half, we'll probably get engaged. Then he goes, I don't think I want to live with someone again until I'm married to them, which is some new boundary that he literally just made up because he's never said that the whole time we've been together. And I go, maybe it's not a good idea that you live with someone after you already got married to them, because what if you guys are not compatible to live together and you don't know that until after you're already married? Then what? That's really dumb, actually. And so I'm like, okay, that's a completely new thing, but granted, it's been a year. We set our goal for a year. Are we going to get married? And he goes, no, that was your goal.
Mm-hmm.
Since when was this my goal? It was my goal. Like, I thought we were in agreement. Because you never said that we weren't in agreement. Clearly, I made all this up in my head, and this was never a goal. I just thought it was a goal because I continuously talked about it, and he never said that it was unrealistic. As a matter of fact, he said
talked about it.
That it was a realistic goal to have, and never
once,
as we neared to the end of that year, did he ever say, "Hey, I don't think we're close to being married." So imagine my surprise when he says, I don't think we're close to being married. We still have things to figure out. Because a couple of nights ago, I got super irritated at him and yelled at him and told him to leave my house.
Wow.
And apparently that's enough of a reason for him to be like, whoa, I don't want to marry her.
Big facts. Yeah.
All right. So yeah. And so I said, hey, I'm actually scared that I'm going to be homeless because I said, I'm actually thinking I'm going to be homeless because I don't have a job and these bills keep coming and I can't do it no more. I'm tapped out of resources. And I think I'm going to end up, if you don't let me live with you, I'm going to end up in my car, living in my car, something like being actually homeless.
But yeah, that's not his responsibility. Okay. Especially if he's saying that he doesn't really see a future with you. Okay. Why not move on? Why don't you have a savings, some sort of savings in your savings account? Okay, you don't have a family member, a friend, a best friend, the sisterhood. Okay, you have nobody that you can rely on, that you can count on to ultimately give you a place to stay for the, maybe the next 3 months until you get back on your feet. Okay, it's now his responsibility, really? After he told you that he doesn't necessarily see a future with you, you decided to make this TikTok video to possibly shame him into what? Allowing you to sleep at his house. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just trying to figure out the logic here. And, based on the video and the theatrics and the fake crying and so on and so forth. Yeah, he dodged a massive, massive bullet.
And he goes, well, plenty of millionaires have lived in their car before.
Facts. Lock in.
What the So basically he said, yeah, no, I'm not going to help you. I'm sorry that you're dealing with this. I know it's hard, but
lock in.
Basically he told me that you never really do have anybody to depend on and you come alone in this world and you are your own person and you should be your
sink or swim
priority because nobody else is going to be dependable, which I translated to he is not someone I can depend on. Why would I ever marry someone that I can't depend on? I'm a dependable person. I've had friends that I've let stay with me, that I've given a place to stay for free, that I've been able to say, hey, you can lean on me. Like, don't worry about nothing. Take a break. I got you. So if I can be dependable to my friends, you can be dependable to your girlfriend. It's not a crazy concept. Yeah, we do come in this world alone, but relationships are the whole reason of everything. You should be able to depend on the people around you, on your community. they should be people that you can say, hey, you do owe a responsibility to the people you love and the people you care about. And apparently he doesn't think that way, and I don't think I can be in a relationship with someone who doesn't think that way. And so I decided that I kind of ghosted him. I just stopped talking to him, and I probably will never speak to him again. That really turned me off. And that's why I broke up with my boyfriend, because he said it was okay that I be homeless. I should be homeless while he goes home to his 3-bedroom house in a nice neighborhood and rubs his feet together under his nice comforter set, his nice sheet set, and watches his 70-inch TV on the wall and twiddles his thumbs together while I'm out in my car in the cold. Talking about he's going to get me a blanket for Christmas so I don't be cold.
Yo, you can't make this stuff up, guys. She is resenting the fact that he put his head down, grinded, built himself up to the point where he has a 3-bedroom house. He has a good job. He's doing well for himself. And she's resenting the fact that he put his head down and was responsible, okay, took accountability and created and cultivated a life for himself. Okay, she is upset that he's responsible and he's enjoying the fruits of his labor. You can't make this stuff up, guys. You can't. And it seems like she's coping and, in denial. Okay, denial's a disease. And she's not realizing that he does not like her like that. There is no future here. Okay, he's reading the signs, the red flags, and he's basically saying, nah, I'm good on this chick. Okay, if I was to move this chick in, it would be extremely difficult to get her out. If me and her fell out, or, we were no longer in a relationship, it is going to be extremely difficult to get her out, right? So, hey, good on him for reading the signs, understanding his worth, understanding that he doesn't necessarily have to be in a situation, just because. Okay, it sounds like he has an abundance mindset, and, he understands his worth and what he's built up. Okay, and he doesn't want to jeopardize that for no chick that he doesn't see a future with. Okay, that's what's going on here. And it seems like she's having a coping session on TikTok, and, yeah, this is crazy.